Well, I suppose we ought to sharpen some tungsten real quick. Good afternoon, everybody. We are back throwing more money and time on the proverbial fire. That is the race car S10 build. Today, we're going to weld together a bunch of pieces of metal and hopefully make something that resembles pedals. So I got to do a little disclaimer here and say that I pretty much already made the pedals. All that's left to do is attach this guy here, the gas pedal. So with my brake pedal here, what I've done, I used to have the little rubber pad that came with the factory S10 brake pedal. That is long gone. While I was welding it to make some placement adjustments, it turned to liquid, and so it is gone. In its place, I've cut a little piece of plate and scored it a couple times so that my foot hopefully doesn't slip off there like it's freshly slickened with a stick of butter. So we will see if that works. The reason for doing so is because the factory pedal has some weird bend in it over here that brings it a little bit too close to my enormous transmission tunnel that I've built for this vehicle. So I've taken that bend out of it. As you can see, if you look northernly a little bit, that's not the only thing I've done to this pedal. I've actually added about a 4-inch spacer here to move the pedal more over to the left to give more room for the gas pedal. So by straightening this line out, adding a little spacer here, now we should have plenty of room for a gas pedal and keep our functionality of our brakes, which is, some would say, more important than the gas pedal. An object in motion stays in motion until it collides with a nearby tree, is another words of wisdom that I've once heard. Anywho, enough rambling. Here is the gas pedal that I have fabric hobbled. Same thing, took a piece of plate, scored it sideways, added some speed holes. Not really, this was actually a tab that I just cut the end off of, and it happened to have speed holes in it already, even better. And as you can see on the back side, I cut off the existing pedal and stacked some tacks on the back there to make her all purty. Just gummed it up real nice. So you can see the 2 bolt holes that I used to have there when this was previously bolted into place. Now what I got to do is jam that dude in there somewhere, somehow make it work, and gob a bunch of TIG filler in there and pray that it holds. So without further ado, I will determine my placement. Looks like about there would be just fine. And I'll mark it out, grind it, and get to welding. Alright, so I got the old rusty crusty CK TIG torch set up. I got my spot marked out again. Got everything polished up, ready to go. Got the machine set to like 50 amps because who knows what this is going to take. This is absolutely my favorite thing, welding a thick tab to a very thin piece of body panel. Just absolutely the best activity possible. So I guess there's no better time to heat it and beat it. Let's get it, boys. Alright, well, I have just laid down the nastiest bead this side of the Mississippi, and by nasty, that's not a good thing. Anywho, I've already polished it and covered it with primer, so you will never know. So the final thing to do here, I suppose, is to take our 2 pieces, our 2 halves of this pedal here, squeeze it together on there, make sure it looks half decent, the placement that is, because we already know it's not going to look half decent in the visual way, and that's not too bad. So obviously once I get the cable, it will not droop down like that, but it's hard to have your throttle cable attached when you don't have an engine. So that'll go something like that. Pretty level with the brake pedal, which I'm happy about. I'll probably do a little bit of prying on that body panel to get it all the way over to the side here, but regardless, doesn't look too bad. So for homemade pedals, I was a little bit worried about that, that they would turn out all right, at least appearance-wise, and I knew functionality they'd be all right. I was slightly worried they'd be super slick. I did clear coat this. I didn't want to paint it because you got those sick, nasty bluing of the stacking tacks on the other side. So thanks to that clear coat, it might be a little slick, but I think I've got just enough scoring marks in here that it'll be good enough for a government job, basically. That's what I'm going for here. There you go. There's a set of homemade pedals. About as decent as you can do them for scrap metal. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.